The continuing delays in opening the city's public schools prompting the Vicar for Catholic Schools in the Brooklyn Diocese to speak out. The 66 schools in the diocese opened for in-person learning almost 2 weeks ago. And Monsignor David Cassato, who's also pastor of St. Athanasius St. Dominic's Church in Bensonhurst, has a message for public school parents, and he joins us now to share it with us. So, Monsignor, what is it that you want public school parents to know about the Catholic schools?
First of all, I want them to know we're open
Yes.
and where kids are in class and they're doing wonderful, and we've had 2 weeks of relatively fine work, and we have abundance of caution, good cleaning, masks, social distancing. The classrooms are wonderful. I go over and it's just a joy to see the kids back in school.
Yeah, how has it been going then?
It's great because everybody is focused. I mean, we have temperature checks and you have all sorts of, all security and all the sorts of hygiene, personal hygiene. It's going very well, Christine.
What's been the response from public school parents? Are people calling you?
The bells are ringing, the doors are banging on the doors. We have had a great enrollment, and more public school parents are coming over. And I'm very happy to see that. I did a little bit on church on Sunday, and we have Facebook Live stream Mass, and we got 2 calls this morning already.
Wow. So tell us, what is the benefit of sending your child to Catholic school as opposed to a public school?
First of all, the teaching of the faith. You remember
do.
when you were a young lady at St. Rita, Long Island City,
Yes.
and Father Dave used to come up to the 8th grade and teach religion? Do you remember those days?
I do. Of course I remember those days.
Right. Those were great days.
They
and
were.
we had wonderful days there. And first of all, the teaching of the faith.
Right.
In the schools, the priests go in and meet with the kids very often, so it's a good connection with the church. And the sacraments are taught in the church, and go to Mass, go to confession, and it's much more structured. And it's a very good way, the values of Catholic education, teaching the faith, and also teaching morals. In our society today, we need to teach the morality of good Christian living.
Absolutely. But during the pandemic, as you know, many people were laid off from their jobs, so Catholic schools aren't free. What do you say to these parents, these public school parents who want to put their kids in Catholic schools but just can't afford it?
I tell them, whether there's a will, there's a way. First, we'll give assistance, tuition assistance. You got to go to Futures in Education, the Catholic Foundation. There's assistance that can be given to any kid that wants to go to a Catholic school. They just have to work at it, and I'm sure if there's a sincere desire, we'll work something out.
All right, so can parents enroll their kids mid-semester? The school year's already going. Can people start enrolling now?
Registration is going on today, right now. I know of at least 10 people that are trying to get their kids into Catholic school today.
All right, so right now your schools are going well. You have the social distancing going on. If you start increasing enrollment, how do you handle that?
We got to be creative. We got to be creative and look at space. Space is the issue. Looking at space. Schoolyards, mod units, dividing the gym or the auditorium into different sections, working it out. In St. Athanasius School, we divided the auditorium into 4 classrooms and divided it with regular strong petitions, and it's working out very well. They're beautiful classrooms, and the kids, it's just wonderful. Christine, when you walk in and see these kids smiling to be back, aren't you glad you're in school? They love it. They're glad to be back in a classroom. Virtual, we had to do it, but we have the ability to be back in school.
All right. Now, really quickly, so how did you get your act together so quickly, quicker than the public schools?
I must tell you this. Dr. Tom and the Office of Catholic Education, the principals, and their staffs have worked tremendously hard. When I tell you, from the day that school closed in June, they started the next day preparing for the summer. We were ahead of the game. We submitted plans to Albany, and they were all approved.
All right. Thank you so much, Monsignor Cassato, Vicar for Catholic Schools here in the Brooklyn Diocese. Thanks for joining us.
God bless you. And I remember you when you were in St. Rita.
If
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell to get instant updates about all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.